What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another Atelier video. Alright guys, this is going to be a little tips and tricks and mistakes that I made that you shouldn't be making. So first one, pretty straightforward. You're going to get yourself 3,000 of these star gems. Don't wish with these. Go to the shop and actually buy the bundle that's available for you. Don't make the same mistake I made. So you go to bundles here, right? And you'll see here you get limited offer 2 of these wish set tickets for half the price. Right there. Look at that. There's one multi right there. Now he's got to get the other one, and then you get yourself all of these. Now this is a paid one, so you can't get that, but this is also still available to you for half the price. So that's mistake number 1 that I made and that you should not be making. Avoid that mistake because that saves you half of your gems to go ahead and summon. All right, so let's go ahead and do another summon here. So let's go to Wish. Now, a couple banners are available. Okay, so just so you guys are all on the same page. This one guarantees you a 3-star character, but it is a paid one, so don't mistake that. A lot of people were mistaken by this. It says paid. If you've never played a game like this, they have 2 types of banners. There's usually a paid banner and a regular banner. The paid one only works, of course, for this. Okay, same thing with this one here. This is 50% off. You definitely want to go for this one here first. If you're going to be a paid player, it's 1 per player, and it's the same amount of characters there. This one gives you 50% off, so you guys can at least summon there as well too. And right here, this is the regular banner that you want to summon on. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do a quick summon here. Go ahead and use these. So that's mistake number 1. Avoid that. Okay, now number 2, you're going to get Resna right away as a 1-star. They're going to push her to 2-star. She's actually not a very good character from what I find. So try to replace her with another 2-star that you can get. If you haven't checked it out, check out the tier list I put together using, I think it was Dog GGTV's tier list that they had. You guys can find a way better character very early on, and that's the first thing I would do. I actually am using Reuven for mine. That's where I've actually replaced my Resna with, or who I've replaced my Resna with. So if you are looking for a character to replace, definitely find another 2-star character, guys, and try to replace that character as soon as you possibly can. Not a very good character. In my initial video, I was talking about, like, hey, how good can a character be? Well, that's right there, not a very good one. On the other hand, Resna Innocent Dreamer is actually SS. So if you get her, she's a top tier character. You absolutely want to use her. So tip number 2, go check out the tier list because it's going to help you solve a lot of problems. Okay, tip number 3, in these quest sections, just so you guys are aware, there are different areas on the board that you need to unlock, right? So every character has a board section. I'm going to show you guys real quick what I'm talking about in a second. So if I go to training quest, right, and I go to, let's just say, orbs, right here, you guys can see here, there are multiple various orbs here to work on. Do not just work on the same one every single time. Some people are mistaken here by doing that. You guys can work on all the different ones and also get yourself some star gems along the way. You should be doing it at the very least 1 time to get enough of these, plus get those star gems out of the way. So the reason why it's important to do these as well too is because the boards will require various different unlocking mechanisms, right? So for example, if I go to, let's go Shalistra real quick, and I go to her board, you guys can see here there's a couple things here that she still needs to unlock, right? If I go all unlock, it's going to use the green ones, but if I go here, I'm missing these core ones, so I have to go back and get these purple ones later. If you click on it, you can actually go right to move. It'll take you to the stage, so you're not purposely or accidentally unlocking the wrong things. Okay, so very important, guys, to remember that part of it. I think this is something a lot of people are not doing, and it's causing them to constantly, and I've noticed this because it's not very intuitive. It's causing them to do the same stage over and over again, and they can't seem to find what they're looking for in regards to the actual cores they need. Okay, so very important, guys, push those cores, get them done, and also do every single quest the first time. Now, another thing to remember, okay, is that you will need a decent setup for a group. You can't just go in and use all healers, all DPS, etc. It's actually not a bad idea to bring a tank, and there are a couple good tanks that you get from the beginning. So make sure that when you are looking at what you are building as a team, that it's actually pretty deep and that's not just all DPS again with 1 healer. You can, as a matter of fact, if you're a free-to-play player especially, lose a lot of your battles doing it that way. So that's tip number 3. Another thing is look at the elements you're fighting against. Okay, so remember, there are elements that are better against other elements. So for example, when you're fighting ice, you want to use the proper element to do more damage, right? You're going to see a weakness come up if you're using, if you're fighting against, for example, earth or grass. You want to make sure that you're using fire, for example, right? So there are different elements that have more advantage against others, and also bring a break character. It's very important to bring a break character to the fight because you definitely want to break those shields in order to do a lot more damage. Now, auto battle is actually not too shabby. You don't have to play this game on your own. Auto battle does a great job of doing the proper skills to the proper enemies, as well as taking advantage of elemental weaknesses and breaking shields. So auto is not a bad thing to do, so make sure you are doing that. So those are a couple tips there, right? I wanted to talk about real quick, guys, because I know a lot of folks are stuck. Also, never ever level up past your limit. So a lot of people also, I noticed, were stuck on level 10, and the game will tell you like, hey, are you sure you want to do this? Some people will max out their EXP and not get any. Don't do that. Go back to your board, uncap your EXP, and then come back to the fight that you want, and make sure you push that afterwards, okay? The skip button in this game is actually phenomenal. It's something that's given to you right away, so take advantage of it while you can, all right? So very important to do that. Also, guys, real quick, I'm going to show you guys the board, the quest board, not the quest board, sorry, the event board. You guys should definitely be doing this as well too. So let me go back here. Right, we're going to go back to the main menu. I do admit the menus are a little bit cumbersome, but overall they're not too bad. So right over here, if you look at the quest board, right here, the guide missions, try to do all of these as you go along, okay? It's very important to get these done because they will actually give you guys a lot of star gems, number one, and number two, you're going to get some Resna. Again, you're not going to really use her Dreamer of the Future ones, but it is still good to get these out of the way in order to receive the rewards and move on to the next one, because when you finish all of this, you get yourself an SSR Memoria, which is actually very powerful. So definitely work on getting that done and completing those, because it's the fastest way to get yourself some star gems, fastest way to get Resna up in case you like her and you're a simp and you want to use her. And then at the same time, it's also a great way to get yourself that one SSR Memoria, because SSR Memorias are a huge part of this game and will help you push content even further, and they're going to be one of your biggest parts of stat increases that you can possibly get when you're playing this game. So a couple of things I want to note out as well too. When there is a timer here, you guys can go into the bakery and grab yourself. You guys can see also here 1 free per day. Make sure you're taking advantage of this, because you can see it doesn't affect it. So some people were scared because they see their star gems and they don't want to click that. Make sure you do click that, but don't overcap it like I just did. Try to get everything you need to get done first before you overcap anything else, okay? Very important to do that as well. And remember, Swift Battle will use quite a bit of your currency if you want to. Get some materials, get some recipes for alchemy, etc. Use your skip button. Don't be afraid of use your stamina. Stamina is coming up plenty in this game at the moment, and you're going to be getting a lot of chances to get stamina along the way as you level up and play the game. Remember, the rank will also refresh your stamina. Alright guys, next tip here is going to be alchemy. So when you are performing your alchemy, make sure that you are matching these colors, okay? Try to get the best colors you can here. You can see here it's yellow, red, and green, so you're going to need some yellow, red, and green, obviously. So look at your squad here. I'm going to go ahead and use him because he's got yellow and red. Now you guys can see here, the red here needs to match up to the next person who has red. So if I go next person here is going to be Moo, who has red as well. If I go next over here, you want to have a yellow item that's available. There you guys go. Now it tells you what you guys are going to get. He's going to give skill power up. She's going to give skill damage bonus, and this will give bolt damage bonus as well as bolt resist up. Now you guys can obviously go and switch this around if you need to and see what the other elements that are available to you, but it'll let you know right here exactly what it is. So damage full boost, stun damage, punishing damage, and then etc. Right? These are all the items that you'll possess that are yellow that can be used in this section. So make sure that you are matching the colors and doing it properly. If it gives you the warning that you are not doing it correctly and that you are going to be messing up and the actual rarity of the item is going to be common unless you change it, change it. It's going to be worth it. You guys can see here, because of what we did here, we now have stab damage bonus, skill power up on this one here, stab damage bonus, just regular, and bolt resist up. So those resistances in alchemy will be applied to the weapon or the armor or accessory that you make. So it's very important, guys, that you do focus on putting together the proper alchemy before you move on. Okay guys, the last tip I have for you guys is an actual battle combat. So when you start to do any form of battle, make sure the first thing you're doing is seeing what the required attributes are, or the the recommended attributes are for this actual stage, dungeon, whatever the case may be, quest, it doesn't matter. The best way to do this, guys, is look here and see what they asked. This one's looking for fire, and it's also looking for, I forgot what this one's called, but here, the way to check here simply is do this. Click on this filter, and you guys can see it's looking for slash, sorry. So you can see here fire and slash. If you go confirm, you guys can see which units here are fire and which units are slash. So if you can put those together. Now, you don't necessarily have to do that specific combo. It does recommend fire. So if you just want fire, you just go confirm. You guys can see here, this one's only fire. But to make it a little deeper, you guys just put in the fire and slash, and it gives you a couple more options. So make sure you're using this filter very, very often. And you guys remember, one thing you can do, if there's a character that you've built that you don't like, if you go under training, you can always reset the character here. It'll give you back all of your stuff that you need, and you're good to go, okay? So just remember that any character below level 40 can be reset without spending any elixir of return, but the moment you hit level 40, you are going to require to use these, and it's going to be very expensive. So be wise before you hit level 40 and see what you guys want to build. Play around with the characters. It's free to build up any character that you're looking for, and it doesn't hurt to try new things out, all right? Okay, guys, that was pretty much it for all the tips and tricks. Hope you enjoyed the video. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.